Good morning. We're back here at CTW Youth Center, our summer modeling camp, and we're about to talk about what is honesty and how you feel as a teenager about honesty and how important it is to be honest. So I'm here with my panel, and they are
Sasha, Aurora, Olivia, Alicia,
and I'm Sophia. Welcome once again. Okay, so girls, tell us what it is to be honest and give us some examples on honesty. Olivia.
Okay. Being honest is like being truthful to yourself and to other people. I think you should be honest most of the time, but sometimes you should lie a little bit because, say if you in a situation, that's what I used in my class, that you're in a person kidnap you, right? And they have a gun to your head, and they say, did you steal the phone? Which is very stupid, but did you steal the phone? And you have to lie, say no, I didn't, so they wouldn't shoot you. Unless you were dead.
Unless you'll die.
Unless you'll die. So I think honesty doesn't occur to all situations, but most of the situations.
Excellent. I like that. Now, did you say that this was an example that you gave on an exam, or is this some of your personal example?
No, I did that in classwork.
So you had a class assignment where they asked you, is it okay to lie?
Yes.
And this is an example that sometimes it's okay to lie. I feel you. I understand where you're going with that. Anybody else feels that, give me an example of sometimes when you feel it's necessary to lie, and then sometimes when it's so very important to be truthful. Anybody got a feeling on that? Aurora.
I don't think it's ever necessary to lie. I mean, you might feel it's the easy way out of a situation, like what she said that, oh, you don't want to die, but then, I don't know. Let's think about Jesus, though.
Yeah.
Because Jesus could simply lie and say, okay, this is not exactly what he mean when he said this. Oh, he's not the Son of God, whatever, just so he could get himself out of dying on the cross. But he stuck to it. And now look at him. Everybody they praise him, whatever, and look up to him and want to be like him because he stuck to the truth the whole entire time. And I think honesty is very important because, I find it more important now as I'm getting older because I want people to understand me and know how to deal with me. And in order to do that, I need to be honest with them, so they know exactly what's going on with me and know what's going on in my life to know, okay, what is it that she really needs? What is it that we can do to help her in certain situations? And so I find myself being honest with my feelings to my mother so she knows how to deal with me at this age. Say, okay, I know how she feels. Okay, she's at this age or whatever. I know how I felt at this age. She would be able to write and compare to how she was and be able to help me because she knows exactly how I feel because I'm being honest with her. And so I think being honest is very important all times. I know.
That's excellent. Very good. That is very good. And I want to say that that's an excellent answer, but I also want to say that Olivia did a very excellent answer as well because everyone's opinions and where they are at is very important, and we should always respect where people are at. So you're both extremely correct, and I appreciate both of your contributions. Is there anything else anybody else wants to say about honesty? An example, perhaps? Well, I think it's important to be honest as well, but I also feel that there are times when you have to tell I call it a little white lie, especially when it comes to making sure that you're not going to hurt someone's feelings. And especially and I believe that in close relationships, you are at a point of being very honest, and that person can handle your honesty, and then you should always be honest with close relationships. But there are some times when you come across someone that maybe you may not know very well, and you don't have the time to explain sometimes your answer to a question. So it's better to probably keep it light and just try not to hurt someone's feelings sometimes. Like, for instance, someone could ask you, how are you doing today? Truthfully, I'm not doing so well, but I'm not going to unburden myself and burden you by saying, no, I'm not doing very well, and here's what happened to me, and I did when and sometimes I believe it's time for you to say, you know what, you're a stranger, I'm not gonna offload on you, I'm okay. And that's what I because I was a customer service representative, I've always had to I was always placed in positions like that, where I had to leave my circumstances outside the door, and you come in there, and it's all about, how are you doing? I'm concerned about you. Oh, don't worry, we'll fix this. And I have to when someone asks me, well, how are you doing? And to me, it doesn't matter how I'm doing. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to please you at this point. And so sometimes, I'm not right. That's how I deal with some things sometimes. And in some cases, honesty, like for instance, Olivia, in the situation that she might have been in, or that someone who might have been in that situation in the example she gave, sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, and before I take this situation to the next level, say for instance, you're put in a situation with someone who's losing their mind, out of control, they want to hurt you. And it depends on how you deal with that situation. You got to tactfully say what you have to say in order to keep yourself alive in some cases. Now, on the other hand, standing up for what is right, and you wanted to make a difference in this world, it is all about sticking to the truth and living and dying for the truth, like Martin Luther King, like people like Jesus, of course, and a lot of other people who stood up for what was right. The truth mattered, and they were going to die for the truth. And so you guys have given us some great ideas on how to deal with it, and I believe that it's all about the individual, where they are in life, and what are they willing to sacrifice for what they believe in. And that's what CTW is. Again, it's all about accepting people for who they are and where they are, and not condemning them for what they believe. We all have different minds. We're all great in our own individual way, and no one's here to judge you. Does anybody have anything else before we sign off from our YouTube audience? Sasha, I'm happy to hear from you.
Okay, well, for honesty, to me, it is telling the truth. And then how they're talking about lying, I wouldn't really want someone to lie to me. I'd rather somebody hurt me with the truth and cover me with a lie, if it comes to things like that. And it's really better to be honest, because it shows that you're trustworthy, and that you can always depend on them, instead of them just like keeping it quiet. They tell you everything that you want to hear or that you need to hear.
Yes. Thank you, Sasha. That is excellent. You don't want someone to always sugarcoat things for you. You want people to tell you the truth, and so that you can grow from that truth that you now know. But if they don't tell you the truth, how can you change it? If you understand, like say for instance, someone was just telling you all the good fluffy things that there is, you will continue doing those things because you were getting praise for them, right? You probably continue to do it. But if someone was started to tell you something honest about yourself, and you're able to reflect and say, you know what, maybe I have to change a certain thing instead, you know what I mean? And so now you can grow from this newfound knowledge because someone told you the truth. Is that what you're trying to say? That's excellent. And I believe in that. We talked about friendship yesterday, and it's all about being honest, especially when you have relationships. You want to be honest. When you have close relationships, you want to be honest with someone. What about you, Alicia? Is there a final word for the YouTube audience? Thank you, Alicia.
Well, to me, and I show to others, honesty. Without honesty, I don't feel like the world will be where it is right now, even though there are lies that are still happening. But, well, honesty starts within the home. when you can tell your parents certain stuff, talk to your parents, and then your parents will teach you certain stuff. Then they could like go out and they will help you with other stuff. They will know how to tell you, well, this situation it wasn't meant to lie for, because it wasn't such a big situation that you could just tell the truth, get over that. Maybe you and the person will be angry at each other for a while, but then you surely will get over it. You can't hold grudges forever. So I said. But then a little lie has to get told in between, even though the truth's gonna come out somehow.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to keep covering up for that one lie, and then something is gonna automatically slip, and they're gonna catch you in that lie. So to me, it's always good to be honest.
Just good to be honest. Thank you, Alicia. Very excellent. So, looks like the majority of our girls today believe that honesty is the best policy. You consider it yourself, our YouTube audience, and tell us what you think. You can feel free to subscribe to our channel on YouTube at CTW Youth Center. Like us on Facebook, and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you for joining us today.